Good morning, students. Welcome back to English online classes. Today is the day 13 session. In the previous session, I have explained you about the past perfect tense. I have explained you which is there in your textbook, children. And today, my topic is about the ant and the cricket. The ant and the cricket. It's a beautiful poem. It is adapted from Aesop fables. Here, first of all, you must know what is Aesop. Aesop was a Greek fabulist and storyteller, credited with a number of fables now, collectively known as Aesop fables. And you must know what is a fable. A fable is a story that consists of animals' characters and that conveys a message also. So the poet writes, he writes the poem. He keeps the animals as characters, and from the animal characters, he just conveys a moral to us. It just conveys a moral to us. So, before I start the poem, just please open your books and see the pronunciation and see the word one by one, how I am reading, children. A silly young cricket, accustomed to sing through the warm sunny months of gay summer and spring, began to complain when he found that at home his cupboard was empty and winter was come. See, here a silly young cricket, accustomed to sing through the warm sunny months of gay summer and spring, began to complain when he found that at home his cupboard was empty and winter was come. See, in this poem we have two characters. One is the ant, another is the cricket. You all know ant. I will not tell you, children. You have seen the ant in your house. It is really a hard-working insect. And cricket, you must know what is cricket. Cricket is nothing but it comes under grasshopper family. Cricket is a bit lazy, but ant is a hard-working. Here, a silly young cricket, accustomed to sing through the warm sunny months of gay summer and spring, began to complain when he found that at home his cupboard was empty and winter was come. Here, a silly means who lacks sense or wisdom. Silly means who lacks sense or wisdom. Accustomed to sing means he was accustomed to sing. He had the habit of singing. He had the habit of singing through the warm sunny months of gay summer and spring. Gay means happy and enjoyable. Began to complain when he found that at home his cupboard was empty and winter was come. See, a silly young cricket, he had the habit of singing. He had the habit of singing and dancing through the warm sunny months of gay summer and spring. So he used to sing. He had a habit of singing. When he had the habit of singing, children, in the sunny months of gay summer and spring, he was happily singing in the month of summer and spring. Began to complain when he found that at home his cupboard was empty and winter was come. So all the summer he was happily singing and dancing. But all of a sudden, when he found at home, then he opened the cupboard, he found nothing was there. When he opened the cupboard, there was nothing inside the cupboard. It was empty. And what happened? The winter also has come, but his cupboard is empty. Why it happened, children? Because all the summer and spring it happily enjoyed. It happily enjoyed singing and dancing. It forgot nothing to save any food. Not a crumb to be found on the snow-covered ground. Not a flower could he see. Not a leaf on a tree. Here, crumb means what, children? A small fragment of bread. Crumb means a small fragment of bread. Not a crumb to be found on the snow-covered ground. Not a flower could he see, not a leaf on a tree. See what I told, all the whole summer and spring he used to sing and dance. But when the winter came, he just complained. He was really very sorry that he had not saved anything during the winter season. When he opened the cupboard, he found nothing was there. Because he did not save all the whole summer, he was happily singing and dancing. Not a crumb to be found means not a single piece of bread could he found on the snow-covered ground. See, he just searched here and there on the ground But what could he found, children? He could found only snow on the ground. Why he could found snow on the ground? Because it was winter season. Because of winter season, everywhere you can find only the snow. So he did not find a single piece of bread. Not a flower could he see, not a leaf on a tree. See, not only a bread you cannot see on the ground, because it will be everything will be filled with snow only, and you cannot see any flower on the tree also. Why? Because all the snow will be covered on the tree. Instead of a flower, you can find a snow. Not a leaf on a tree. You cannot find a leaf or a flower on a tree. Instead that you can find only the snow. Oh, what will become, says the cricket of me. Oh, what will become, says the cricket of me. So what did the cricket say? Oh my goodness, the winter has come and I did not save a single bread. The whole ground is covered with snow and no leaf or no flower could be found on a tree. Oh my God, what will become? What will happen to me? At last, by starvation and famine, made bold. Here, starvation means hungry. Hunger, I can say, or hungry. And famine means scarcity of food. All dripping with wet and all trembling with cold. At last, by starvation, because all the summer and spring he enjoyed a lot. Now the winter has come. He didn't have anything in his cupboard, and wherever he just searched for food on the ground, he couldn't find anything. Just he could find only the snow. He was feeling hungry. And famine made bold, and scarcity of food, because nobody will be there outside, because of very cold winter. He couldn't find anybody outside. Even the trees are full of snow, and he was feeling very hungry. Due to hunger, what happened? He became very bold. He thought something he should do. He thought to suppress his hunger. All dripping with wet and all trembling with cold. So, due to winter, what happened? It will be very cold, no? So he thought of, when he went outside, it was very wet. He became very wet and all trembling with cold. He was trembling with cold also. Away he set off to a miserly ant. So where did he go? Because to suppress his hunger, he has to go outside to find out food. He has to go outside. So he set off for a miserly ant. He set out to meet the miserly ant. Here miserly means, you all know, children, what is miserly? A person who is very stingy. A person he is very, very stingy. Actually, miserly meaning is stingy. A person who saves for himself. He doesn't help or give any money to anybody else. That is called miserly actually. But here in the poem, miserly means a tiny creature, a small creature. Miserly means a tiny creature. Who is the tiny creature here? Ant. To see him, if to keep him alive, he would grant. So what did he do? He set out to meet the ant, and he thought at least the small tiny creature would help him to keep him alive. So if you want to be alive, what he should do? He should ask someone for food. So he set out to meet the tiny creature for asking for food. He thought he would grant. He thought the tiny creature would help him, give him something to eat. Him shelter from rain and a mouthful of grain. He wished only to borrow. He would repay tomorrow. If not, he must die of starvation and sorrow. So what do you think? He sheltered from rain. So first of all, it is winter season. It is a little bit very chilly outside. It is a little bit. He's becoming wet when he's moving outside. It is a little bit raining. So he thought first he must have some shelter first. First of all, first thing is he must get shelter first. And after that, what is the second point he should get? And a mouthful of grain. First he must get shelter. The second point, he must get some mouthful of grain. At least little bit grain he should get. He wished only to borrow. What did he want to do? He wanted to ask the ant a little bit of food grains. Only to borrow means to get it from him. After getting it from him, afterwards he will repay it afterwards. He would repay it tomorrow. Today he is going to take something from the ant, but tomorrow he will repay the same thing what he has given him. If not, he must die of starvation and sorrow. If you don't go outside and ask the ant for food, he is going to die of hunger. He is going to die of hunger and sorrow. He will feel very sorrow for that and he will die because of starvation. So he set out to go to the ant's house to just ask for the grain. Not only just eating and keeping quiet, he just thought of asking him that, just borrowing some grain from him, and after the next day he wanted to repay it. Why all this happening, children? Because he was very reckless. He was not only reckless, he was very lazy. All the time singing and dancing and wasting his time. When others are working and searching for food, during that time this cricket was playing happily, singing and dancing, and wasted his time. When the time came, when the winter came, when everybody are at home, this cricket felt very sorrow for that, and he went outside to search for the food. Okay, children, I hope you all understood this, the first poem of this ant and the cricket, children. Just I'll read once again, you will understand properly. A silly young cricket, accustomed to sing through the warm sunny months of gay summer and spring, began to complain when he found that at home his cupboard was empty and winter was come. Not a crumb to be found on the snow-covered ground, not a flower could he see, not a leaf on a tree. Oh, what will become, says the cricket, of me? At last my starvation and famine made bold, all dripping with wet and all trembling with cold. Away he set off to a miserly ant, to see if, to keep him alive, he would grant him shelter from rain and a mouthful of grain. He wished only to borrow, he would repay tomorrow. If not, he must die of starvation and sorrow. See, because of one thing, he was very lazy and very reckless. He was unable to eat food in the month of winter, when other animals were very working hard to get their food. This insect was really reckless and very joyful, playing at that time, forgot every time, because during the month of summer and spring, each and every insect will get a plenty of food. There will be abundant of food will be there, so it can eat and sing happily. So if it forgot everything about the winter season, it didn't think of the winter will come. That time no insect or no animal will be outside. They will be resting inside their caves or in the nest or something else. But this cricket was very playful and very reckless. It did not think about the future. When the time came, it felt very sorry, and it began to, it went outside to ask the ant. I hope you all understood, children. And one more thing, there are some rhyming words here. You can see, children. Sings, found, ground. The second stanza, see, me, bold, cold, rain, grain, borrow, tomorrow, sorrow. See, children, borrow, tomorrow, sorrow. All these are the rhyming words. Once again I tell you, found, ground, see, me, bold, cold, rain, grain, borrow, tomorrow, borrow, sorrow, children, borrow, sorrow. But tomorrow will come, but mainly you can see this borrow and sorrow. I hope you all have enjoyed the poem. Read the poem once again. That is page number 21, children, and underline all the words and find the meanings in the dictionary.